Hey everyone, today I'm bringing you a guide on all 8 characters in the new Apex Legends from Respawn. I'm going to be going over all 8 characters, all of their abilities, their ults, their passives, how they work, when to use them. I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks here. Basically, I want to get you familiar with these characters, or legends as they call them. Alright, let's get into it. First up, we have Bloodhound, the tracker. So their passive lets them see enemy footprints. If they've used a door, it will show what they did and when they did it, which is very important. They can see if an enemy just came through or if they came through 30 seconds or a minute ago. If they hover over these little markers on the ground, they can also call them out to their teammates just through a simple ping. Then we have his tactical ability, which lets him see through walls, lets him see enemies, traps. It lasts about 3 seconds, so it's really brief, but you can get the spot on your enemies, so you have the upper hand. Then we have his ult. It lets him move very fast and highlights his enemies. This is a super strong ult, as you can see. You can use it offensive or defensive. You can just pop it to run away if you need to. And it lasts for 35 seconds, which is a very long time. You can use it way before you even enter the fight if you need to. Next up, we have Gibraltar. He's more of the tank character. So if you aim down sight with him, you'll get a shield that comes up that covers his face, his arms, and kind of his main torso area. And then it stops at his waist. You can also toggle this shield on and off. It's very bright. You can actually see it from very far away, so if you don't want to stick out like a sore thumb, you can toggle that off if you're trying to be sneaky. It becomes very strong if you use it while crouching, because enemies will only be able to hit you from the sides and the back. They'll have to flank you. Then for his tactical ability, he has a bubble shield. It cannot be broken. You can't shoot through it, you can't throw grenades through it, no ult will pass through it. One thing about it is that it's not actually a complete sphere. So it has a hole in the bottom of it, which you can see if you place it on somewhere very steep, or if you place it on a ground that has open floor beneath it, you'll be able to shoot down. Be aware enemies might be able to throw a grenade right under there if they have the right angle, so just be careful about that. And his bubble shield lasts for 15 seconds. So then we have his ult, which he throws a little beacon and an airstrike will come in. This is a strong AoE attack. It lasts for around 12 seconds and it does damage you. It can damage you. So if you are totally stuck, you could pop your bubble shield at the right moment and last through the whole thing, since your bubble shield lasts 15 seconds and your ult lasts 12. Then we have Lifeline, the medic. So she heals herself 25% faster and revives teammates 25% faster, as well as while she revives them, she pops out a shield right in front of them, so she gets some extra defense in that. Really strong for reviving teammates. Her tactical ability is a healing drone that she can throw down for her teammates, and it also heals herself. It's very good for group healing. It's very good to throw down as a defensive maneuver. If someone's pushing you, you could be getting healed at the same time you're getting shot. So if you've played this game yet, you know what her ult is because they force you to play it in the tutorial before you can actually enter a real game. She calls down a support drop that includes armor, it can include weapon attachments, and healing items especially. It usually includes the higher end stuff. Alright, next up we have Pathfinder. This is a higher mobility character with his ability and his ult. His passive, though, lets him come up to these beacons, hack into them, and then he can see where the next ring is going to close in on. It also shares this information with his teammates, so everyone's on the same page. His tactical ability is a grappling hook. It's on a 15-second counter. It does not have unlimited reach. It can't shoot crazy far, but it can get you around very fast if you need to. And his ultimate is a zipline. He can place this practically anywhere, going up, down, left, right, sideways, and he can just jump on. Anyone can ride this zipline. There's ziplines in the game anyways, and he just creates a new one wherever he wants to. If you're really skilled, you can actually shoot your zipline at an enemy and pull yourself to them, which is really cool. Next we have the Wraith. So her passive is a voice in her head that talks to her that tells her when danger is, where it is. So she just kind of talks out loud, says when hostiles are around, when grenades are coming. So this is actually very helpful to listen to. Her tactical ability lets her enter the void space, where she can take 0 damage. She moves very fast, and while she's in this, she cannot see any enemies. So it's good to move around, but it's kind of dangerous because you kind of lose sight of people. For her ultimate, she can create 2 portals. So when she activates it, it's the start of the first one. She can run as far as she can within the allotted energy that she's given, which you can see at the top middle of the screen. And as soon as you exit, that is your second portal. These portals are then open to everybody. She can go back through them, her teammates can go back through them, enemies can go through them, and the portals last for 1 minute. After that, they disappear. Up next is Bangalore, the soldier class. Her passive lets her sprint faster if she's either spotted by an enemy or if she's hit by an enemy. And that extra sprint speed lasts for about 2 seconds-ish. Her tactical ability is a smoke wall. She shoots a grenade out, it splits into 3 and creates a smoke wall in front of her. This is very strong. You can use it to escape enemies, to advance on them. It can be used in a number of ways. And for her ult, she actually has the biggest AoE in the game. She throws a smoke grenade and calls in an artillery strike on that area. The Bangalore is a very strong character in this game as of right now. Next up is Caustic. So his ability and his ult lets him use this toxic gas, which he can put down. And his passive actually lets him see through it. If anyone enters that gas, they highlight for him, so he can spot them super easy. So his tactical ability is a gas trap that he can set down. You can set down 3, and after the 3rd one, there will be a 30-second wait period before you can set down a 4th. You can actually throw these very far, and they're really good for blocking up tight corridors. You can shoot them to explode them yourself, or if an enemy gets too close to it, it'll explode and release the gas. The damage numbers I've seen on the gas so far are between 1 and... usually it's between 1 and 2 per second. And for his ult, he can throw a gas grenade that will lay down a very thick cloud of gas, and the cloud dissipates after about 25 seconds or so. Last but not least, we have Mirage. Mirage has an interesting passive. If he gets knocked down, he'll cloak for 5 seconds while a decoy of himself will pretend to die. After 5 seconds, you reappear, the enemies can spot you, but it's a good chance to get to your teammates so they can revive you. Mirage's tack ability lets him shoot out a decoy wherever he points it. If he points to a location right in front of him, it will move to that location and then stop. If he points far away, it will continue to run. If you deploy the decoy while crouched, it will crouch walk away from you. It kind of copies whatever you're doing at the moment. This is super strong for distracting enemies, fooling them. You can really get the upper hand just by sending these decoys out in the right locations. You can even send out a decoy while dropping in. For his ult, he creates a bunch of decoys wherever you're standing. At the same time, you cloak so you can get away. This is also very strong and totally confuses enemies. Okay, that's what I noticed from my playthrough the past 2 days. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. If this helped you at all, please subscribe. If they put out challenges in this game, I'm going to be showing guides how to complete those. I'll go over the battle pass as soon as it's out. Alright, thanks everyone.